Hello everyone. My name is Mini Vivedi Gopinathan. I'm the founder of PlayStreet Bangalore, India. I'm an RDI consultant, OPT, and a feeding therapist, an AEC program creator called the Play Talk program, and an Access Pass facility. PlayStreet is an organization that provides educational services to help the child with special needs become independent and live up to their potential. We offer parent empowerment programs and integrated schooling programs and a variety of clinical services. As April is Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month, we wanted to bring to you the pioneers in the field of autism, guide us all and spread more awareness and knowledge. Today is our seventh talk, and our incredible speaker for today is Jorge Ochoa. Hi, George. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Jorge is an occupational therapist and group drumming facilitator in San Antonio, Texas. He's the founder of TamboRhythms, a company dedicated to promoting functional living through rhythmic expressions, regardless of age or previous musical experience. He has facilitated sessions with learning centers, schools, universities, seniors, those with special needs, and has provided adult and community education programs. George has also served his community well in the free family-friendly community drum circles. He has appeared in the San Antonio Express News, Our Kids San Antonio, Natural Awakenings, the Autism Notebook, and KABB Fox News. Today we are going to talk about unconventional OT-drumming and rhythmic expression for individuals with autism. Welcome, George, once again. Would you like
Thank
to
you.
say a word to our viewers?
Yes, hi. Well, number one, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and to talk about my passion, to talk about just how music and how rhythm and drumming can be used in a therapeutic manner, not just for those with autism, but also for everyone. You know, because music is such a universal tool, you know, that can be used by anyone of all ages, with or without special needs. So thank you for this time so that I can share my passion with you, and I'm hoping that I may help you all in some way as well.
So your topic is a bridge between relationships and movement segment of the summit. So I will start with a question that how can the drumming used to form a connect with a child with autism? Those who can see the emotion but cannot feel it. Is it the vibration or the rhythm that attracts the individuals?
Okay. So based on my experience, so I have been doing this drumming, um, this group drumming since around 2007. Okay. So based on what I have seen, based on my experience and based on my research, my readings, I believe it is it's more than just one aspect in drumming. I think it's both, it could be both vibration as well as and the rhythm. I think it's both because um, music itself, and especially drumming, can be a very it is a multi-sensory approach.
Hmm.
So you have so many systems that are involved. You know, you have the tactile system, you know, regarding touch, and then you have the vestibular system, which in regards to how we move, the balancing. We have visual system that's involved. We have auditory system. We have also the proprioceptive system, which helps us to know where our body parts are in space. So I think it is a combination of many things working together that gives the positive outcomes that we see with kids that have special needs, you know, and those that have autism as well. So I don't think it's just one aspect. I think it's a complete involvement of different things.
Okay. And I also want to ask that how with drumming the connect is formed with the child.
How
Connect.
to connect
Yes.
with them?
Yes.
Okay,
Connect with them. As
so
it. Yeah.
okay, okay, so Okay, drumming itself, okay, is it can be a tool to help you to to um, it is a way of inviting. The way I've seen it is that when you drum in a group, it is an inviting experience.
Okay.
It is where, because what I'm doing is not a music lesson class. Okay, it's not
Hmm.
that. Okay, I am inviting people to express themselves through a musical instrument such as drumming or shakers. So with that being said, okay, it it allows others to be able to, I say, be free, be free, because they don't have to play one specific way. They don't have to do exactly what I do, and also because it can help to bring the nervous system in a balance. I think that also helps because um, when you are engaged in that activity, and you might have somebody with autism, and if that activity is meaningful for them, and of course the key is the activity has to be meaningful for them, okay, and then that's an invitation while seeing you play that they can also be involved as well, and because it doesn't matter, it's not a performance space because it's not a drumming class, okay. um, it's just like, come, be yourself and let go. And then
Okay.
rhythm itself um has has can have structure, like when you're playing a rhythm or a beat. Okay, if you're playing a constant beat, it's structure, it's a constant.
Hmm.
Okay, which means that it's a, a predictable way of hearing something, also seeing it. So with the prediction and structure of it, that also can become inviting and non like not scary, so to speak. You know.
The biggest takeaway here is that they they are allowed to be themselves. That really,
That's it.
that really catches my attention. That they are allowed to be themselves. And how many times do
Yes.
we do that? And when you say this, I mean, when you use this expression themselves, I can really see that how that expression can come out from them when the drums are being played around them. So I will move to the second question. When
Okay.
children have limited imitation skills and low motivation,
Mhm.
and perhaps also poor sense of competence, how does drumming help them to boost their self-esteem and confidence?
It is because they are invited to demonstrate what they can. They are allowed to play at their level. They're allowed to be involved. They are invited to be part of a group, because all of us in that group, we are the same. All of us are the same in that group. So, in allowing yourself to, you play what you can and what you want. So that allows you to say, hey, I I can do something and I can be part of the group, and so forth. So we're building teamwork. So which gives you a sense of the 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 belonging of to the group. So that in itself can boost self-confidence and self-esteem because you're part of something outside of yourself.
Yes, and this is so important. Believing in our children is so important, and making them to understand or helping them to understand that they're equally important in any group, I think is a reason for them to again express themselves beautifully, and as you said in the earlier answer also, being themselves. Right.
Yes.
So with that, I would like to move to the third question. We know that rhythm is the food to crave, and most of patterns in life are rhythmic. But we have observed that our children can perceive the rhythm but find it very difficult to move their bodies and match to the tempo of rhythm. Why does that happen? And how can drumming help to overcome these difficulties?
Well, I think that the reason why that part of the reason why that may occur is maybe because the rhythm is is processed in the frontal lobe of the brain.
Hmm?
So I think that it is because there's issues with the processing of rhythm in that part of the brain. Okay. However, once you get drumming involved, okay, drumming can actually help, okay, to build those those connections in the brain. It can help to strengthen those connections in the brain. So in time, okay, you can see um, an increase in dexterity, an increase in rhythm and timing. And I believe that is because the brain is rewiring itself and being able to build those connections. So um, there there is a study that was actually done, but this one was in regards to drumming, rock music, rock drumming. So for 2 times a week for 30 minutes, students um, they participated in the drumming for 10 weeks. Okay, at the end of the 10 weeks is when they saw improvements with rhythm and timing, dexterity again, improved concentration, and also enhanced communication with peers. So I just think it's because it's something with rhythm. After a while, you can help build new connections in the brain and strengthen the existing ones. And so yeah.
Okay. So how do you integrate drumming with your OT practice? Would it help in building crossing the midline and bilateral coordination? And also tell us what is a drumming circle?
Okay. So going back to the foundations of OT. Okay.
Hmm.
Now I take a look at several things when it comes to the drumming and how it builds into OT or how it fits into OT. So um, I see the how it can promote the occupations of play, social participation, health management and maintenance, and it can also um, help with rest and sleep, supports rest and sleep. And I say that because music making, drumming can help to decrease stress. And of course, we know that if we are stressed out, we're going to have a hard time trying to rest or sleep. So if you can decrease stress, that can improve the quality of your rest and sleep. So I take it from that foundation first, the occupations that music does address. Okay. Now, apart from that, we see how, again, it is a multi-sensory tool to use. So it lights up. There was it kind of engages the entire brain, which is great. You know, all the lobes of the brain are involved and so forth with music. So um, so that's how I I have been able to bring music into OT because it is a functional way to address to support some um, especially play. Play, I think, is so important, and not just for kids, for adults. But I think that for the most part, a lot of us, a lot of adults, I think they have forgotten how to play. You know, they forgot but play is something that should be lifelong. You know, it should not be just when you're a child. It should be all into adulthood. It's just we get too busy with life and then we forget and so forth. But that's going off into something else. Okay, so going back to with drumming, you because you can use two hands.
Hmm.
There's bi- there's bi- there's bilateral coordination involved. Okay, and one of the drums that I like to use for that is they're called bongo drums. Okay,
Okay.
and those are drums that are attached. They're the two drums that are attached each to each other. Yeah, yeah.
This
Oh,
one?
you have it. I can't. It's. I think that that's it. It's kind of cut off a little bit, but I think that's what you have. So you have two drums that are attached to each other. So with those drums, you can um work on crossing midline. That is my favorite. The bongos are my favorite drum for being able to cross midline. Now, when you cross midline, that helps to strengthen both sides of the brain together. You know, so so yes, for sure. Getting the drumming involved and the using of both hands, crossing of the midline. If you use sticks of some type, that helps with grasping skills as well. So there's so much that can be involved in drumming. The focus, the attention span, impulse control. All that is involved. Okay, being able to work as a team, and the good thing about it is that it's all done within the context of play. Okay,
Yes.
which is all that they need to know. They don't need to know anything else. All they need to know is that they're playing and having a good time, and that's great because children learn through play. So yes, so I've been very, very pleased on just how I've been able to use the drumming as part of my OT. Now, to answer the second part of that, I think that was the third part. You were talking about the drum circle. Okay, so with the drum circle, that is where I get people together of all ages, abilities, with or without prior musical experience, and they come together, and I help, and I help to guide the group in just working together, in with the drums, with the shakers, and we just have a good time of expression, being able to connect with the family, with your loved ones, with your friends, and with others out there, and that's all that it is. But yet in some ways it's simple, but in some ways it has a powerful effect on people because it gives them a place to belong again. And that's a word that I use. You'll hear me use that a lot too. Belong and acceptance.
Very important point.
Yeah,
Now, you just said that running improves the occupations, like say sleep, for example. So, I would like to ask, what is the best time for drumming in the day? Is it morning, afternoons, evenings? What is the best time?
that's a
Or,
very
I mean,
good
is
question
there
to
any
ask.
best time, or it's just like any time
Yeah,
is best
yeah.
time?
Well, okay. So I would say you don't want to do high impact drumming, meaning fast and hard and everything. Okay, maybe for long periods of time. I would say before 2 to 3 hours before bedtime,
Okay.
because then that might disrupt your sleep. Okay,
Okay.
it's like, yeah. So you don't want to do anything that's sustained high impact for a long period of time right before you go to sleep. So I would say 2 to 3 hours before you go to sleep. Okay. Now, with that being said, though, you can also play your drum, um, to help to induce calming.
Mhm.
Okay, if you play at 60 beats per minute.
Hmm.
So if you download a metronome, or
Mhm.
you look up songs that are 60 beats per minute, okay, after 20 to 30 minutes of slower playing, that can help you to relax and induce sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so I would so with the 60 beats per minute, it can actually after 20 to 30 minutes, it can help to induce alpha brain waves.
Mhm.
And those are the brain waves that we associate with being relaxed and calm.
So you are suggesting that for relaxing, we should be playing drums at 60 beats per minute
Yes,
before the sleep time, and we should not be doing high intensive drumming before the sleep time. Great.
Right. No high. Right. No high impact fast drumming for long
Okay.
periods of time. I would say if you're going to do it, don't do it. Do not do it 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the time which will promote, say, we just talked about bilateral coordination or creating the wirings in the frontal lobes. So, do you think that that also should be done at night or any time of the day is good for that? And what is the beats per minute for that? Any recommended beats for that?
Okay. Okay. When it comes to that, okay.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to speed and the the connections, okay. That I do not know. Okay. When
Okay.
it comes to that, okay.
Okay.
But based on my experience,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Well, really, let's go back to the study to one of the studies again. One of them, um, one of them had well. This is the same one that I discussed. It 2 times a week for 30 minutes. They did the rock drumming. Okay,
Okay.
that did increase the dexterity, rhythm, and timing for 10 weeks. Now, but that was just one study. And my experience as well, and I can speak more of that too, is that I have done classes that are 6 weeks long, 45 minutes, um, anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes a week. And I've seen improvements.
And
And,
any
and been told about the improvements that have happened, that parents have told me about their child. Yeah, yeah.
And you just mentioned about the study also initially also that which improves the dexterity. Yes. Uh, I'm moving to the next question now. What are the positive effects of drumming and rhythm on the whole brain child? As we know that our children, their hemispheric integration is slightly poor and they are considered as whole brain child. So again, I will repeat my question. What are the positive effects of drumming and rhythm on the whole brain child? What kind of improvements do we see in children with autism with drumming? Do they have to do drumming themselves, or they can just hear it and they can also look at others doing the drumming and they can just move their bodies along with it?
Hmm. Okay, so there's a few questions there. So I'm gonna go through some of them, and then you let me know. There's others, okay? You know, and okay. So and I have some notes that I wrote down. So if I look away, that's because I have my notes that I'm looking at. Okay, so there is a quote that was there's a quote, a a uh, a a neurologist by the name of Oliver Sacks.
Mhm.
Okay, he's a neurologist and he's also the author of a book called Musicophilia. Okay,
Mhm.
he says, okay, this is his quote, and I love it. He says, "Nothing activates the brain so extensively as music." So, music, and I already touched on this, music lights up the brain. So, when you talk about whole brain involvement, it is getting everything from, like, think about the frontal lobe is involved, okay, um the temporal lobe, the the parietal lobe, okay, the cerebellum. You All parts of the brain are alive at the time and working with each other. So, and then again, you have so much that's involved. Playing, you have um the tactile, like how we talked about. We got the Let me show you. So I think it's best. So we got the tactile involved, okay, and then as the kids are playing, then you will see them all also move their body either back and forth or maybe side to side to play. So you got the balance portion in there, okay. So you're getting the tactile involvement there. You're getting the balance involvement there. You got the visual component there because they're watching me, they're watching others, they're watching their drum, okay, and of course they're hearing what I'm playing, okay. And as they're playing, you can feel the vibration as well as the resistance, the force. Okay, so you're getting the proprioceptive joint awareness involved. So you got all of that working together at the same time. The brain is talking to different parts of itself and taking in all the information. It processes it does process it, and so in turn, it helps you can it's so neat how music, depending on how it's done, can be relaxing or it can make you more alert, depending on what you do, how you do it, and what you need.
Hmm.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, so you just connected everything and it excites me so much. It's very, okay, so I move to the next question now. Can drumming improve the sensory integration in a child with autism? In what way?
Definitely. I did. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you um I'll give you one example.
Hmm.
Okay, and then we could talk about I think I touched on this already, but again, um, to be more specific, I had a student uh, who um, they participated in my 6 week class, and that at the time I was doing 45 minutes a week for 6 weeks. Okay, when the student first came to the class, the first visit, okay, they were wearing earplugs or headphones. It was one of them. It's been many years, but they were wearing either headphones or earplugs because of the volume. It was just too much for them, you know. But then at the end of 6 weeks, they were no longer wearing the headphones.
Oh, wow.
So their nervous system was able to balance itself and get used to it. And he was able, and nobody forced that upon him, because of course you don't ever force anything upon anybody. But he was able to regulate his body after so many weeks. So, you know, if maybe you need to um, if you have poor tactile, uh, if you're under responsive to tactile input, drumming can help to raise that responsiveness. You know, through the resistance that is felt and the touch that is felt through the drum. You know, so again, depending on what you need, it can help to balance your system out. Again, it does not work for everyone because
Mm-hmm.
we're all different. So, you know, what might be good for one child with autism may not be good for a different child with autism, because everybody is different whether you have autism or not. You know, you
That's
have to go
true.
specific to what that individual likes and what that individual wants and what they need. So everything has to be child specific, you know. Um, but again, you know, you try and you invite, and then you see where it goes. As with anything else that I use with kids that have special needs, you know, you invite and you try something, and if it doesn't work, you know, then you might need to hold back for a little bit,
Mhm.
and then bring it up again at a different time, and then see how it works out. Yeah.
Yes. And when you told about that the child's auditory integration improved after 6 weeks, that gives me so much of hope, because I've seen so many kids, those are so sensitive sounds. And if we use drumming with them, say regularly for 6 weeks, and if it just helps them a bit, that's a great news.
Yeah, and that's good. And you know, and you might have to start out, you know, maybe playing soft for a little
Right.
bit, you
Yes.
know, and then slowly you build up, you know. You
Mm.
might have to start out wearing headphones a little bit, and that's fine. You play headphones, okay? Um, you know, one of the things that I prefer whenever I play in a group, I prefer, it doesn't always work out this way, but I prefer to have a carpet in the room. Okay, because a carpet helps to absorb that sound. where the
Okay.
noise isn't where the noise is not bouncing off the walls, and the
Mm-hmm.
volume is that much more higher. So with
Hmm.
carpet, it makes it kind of helps to dampen the sound a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just now you mentioned about that you can start with some simple things and build on it. So my next question stems from that. So can drumming also help in improvement of overall ideation and motor planning in a child with autism and dyspraxia?
Oh yes, I think so for sure. Because again, going back to how the brain works. Okay, so the frontal lobe is just responsible for motor skills. It's for problem solving, planning, and attention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there was actually another study, and I have it on my website, but this one wasn't done with drums. This was done with percussion tubes. Okay, they're tubes that have different pitches. They're called boom whackers. It's on my website. There's a tab for it that's called boom whackers. You can go there. The study is there in PDF form. Okay, and
Okay.
what they did is that they I think the children were like anywhere from 3 to 5 years of age. Now, these particular children did not have any type of special need, but I think the results of the study do kind of help us out when it comes to looking at to what is going on in the brain. So what they did is that these children received um, training. They received musical training. I believe it was for 9 months, though. Okay, I don't have the specific of the study. I tried to get it, but it was very hard to get it. Okay, but I was able to get the general idea of it. Okay, so what they did is that um, they studied, or they had these children learn with these tubes, these percussion tubes, for 9 months at the end. So they took some a special type of MRI, I believe, of the brain, and they found that in the again going back to the frontal lobe again, they found improved connections in there, and especially in the area of the brain that is linked to um, that they see that there may be low connections with children that have that are on the autism spectrum, and ADHD.
Okay.
You know, so they did see changes in the frontal lobe. So, and the frontal lobe is like how I said, it is involved in the motor planning as well.
Mm.
So again, if you strengthen those nerves, you know, then we would assume, and we would think that in time, then it could help with the motor planning. Yeah.
How does it help in grounding not just the children but their families too? So, what kind of positive effects can it have on parents of children with autism too? Do you suggest that parents should also attend the drumming circles?
Without a doubt, 100%, all the
Mm.
time, as much as they can. Yes, because drumming in a group, or even by yourself, is grounding. Okay, drumming helps to put you in the present moment.
Okay.
You're not thinking about the past. You're not thinking about the future, or at least that's what I've experienced, and that's what I see with others as well. Is that people comment on how they their anxiety or the stress has decreased. You know, um, so I think it just has a lot to do with that. You are in the moment, in the present, and that everything else is outside of you at that time. Whenever I drum, I say it takes me into an alternate reality. That's how I describe it.
Hmm.
Yeah, you
Interesting.
know, yeah. And it's a healthy way. It's a healthy way of escaping. I think we all sometimes want a little break. I think we all need a break from life at times. We all do. you
Very
know.
well.
And so and I know that, and the main thing is, I encourage people, if it's not drumming, find something else that is positive, something that you can do in your life, and so whether it's drumming or something else, just a good thing to incorporate. And this, to me, has been a wonderful way to escape. Well, I play this, and I also, behind me, I don't know if you can see it, I also play a drum set.
Yes, I can
Yeah,
see that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I started on this first, and
Hmm.
then I went to this. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you actually mentioned it, and I think you have already told it many times, but still I would just like to formalize the question. That music is such a therapeutic medium. How can
Mhm.
people or children who cannot create music can still use the drumming?
Right. Even if they cannot create it, there can be therapeutic effects by just listening to it. Going back to what we said, whether it's just drumming or music, again at 60 beats per minute, can
Okay.
can help with that. And I actually have a video. If you go on my YouTube channel for TamboRhythms, there's a video there about 60 beats per minute drumming, and
Okay.
that can actually um, that can help you to relax. Yeah. So you don't always have to be actively engaged. Of course, it's always better to be actively engaged, because then you get so much of your body involved in it, your body and your mind. But if you can't, or you don't want to, you know, even being able to listen and play music at a certain tempo, again, that it can help you to um, it can help you to relax and to decrease stress, and of course, many even though we're speaking about more specifically those that might be on the spectrum, you know a lot of this is for anybody.
So I have asked so many questions, and our viewers will find so many answers overlapping also. So I would ask the last question, and it might actually connect everything, and few answers might overlap. So George, I will leave it to you. That how would you like to answer it? Because I know we have got the answer in fragments, but it's just like in the end to connect everything. So a very simple definition of consciousness is to be present in the moment, and you just described it. To be in the moment, present in the now. So how can drumming help to achieve that? What are the benefits of being present in the moment for all individuals, and especially for the individuals with autism?
Okay, so I think that goes again. I
I know, so
I
you
think
just,
we
yeah,
we did
so
we discussed this already. Yeah.
yes, you discussed
um
it already. So,
being okay, so one of the things with drumming, um it is a great way to enhance joint attention. Okay, so I here I am. I have my drum. There you are. You have your drum. It is a way for us to be able to socialize, and to be able to 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 communicate
mhm.
without using any words. you know because you can still, you don't always have to talk, you don't always have to say something in order to show, or to to communicate what you're feeling. you know and so, in using the drum as a way of expressing that, you know that and with you being able to share the experience with somebody, I think that helps to ground you even that much more into the present moment in time, because you're sharing something that is meaningful for you with somebody else, which will be me or the next person there, and so forth. So
And you have connected it so beautifully, that being present in the moment is also not being anxious about the past or the future, but also have your expressions for communication without saying a single word. And I think that really sums up when you say drumming as a rhythmic expression. It really sums up this phrase, drumming is the rhythmic expression.
Yes.
So, George, how can our parents in India can be benefited, and how can they receive sessions or trainings from you?
Okay. Well, there's several things. One thing is I looked up a distributor in
Hmm.
India. Okay, they are located in Mumbai. Okay,
Oh, okay,
uh, um, it's called Furtado's Music. It's Furtados
okay.
music, or and the website is for Furtadosonline.com.
Oh, wow.
And that's one of one of the companies that I represent. They make this brand of drum, which is
Hmm.
TOCA is the name of the brand, TOCA. Okay, and so you can get the branding of this drum, through that company, or I'm sure they sell other brands as well. But just to
Okay,
let you know, I was able to find one in India for you. Okay. The other thing is that um, even though I know the pandemic really has caused a lot of issues, I know it has also opened up the avenue of an online, virtual way of doing things. So, um, several things. Right now, I am doing a virtual drum circle, okay, once a month, and it's
hmm.
for free. Okay.
Oh,
Now, I don't know how much longer it's going to be for free because I'm doing it through the Down Syndrome Association of South Texas. However, it is open to everyone, anyone. Okay.
okay,
Now, but this is what I need to uh, but there might be a time difference. Well, I'm sorry, not might. There is a time difference. So that's the only thing. Okay. The other option too is that families, if families, and this would be more cost effective, I think,
hmm,
if families were to join together,
hmm,
okay, and then contact me, and then we could do a session online.
okay. Yeah,
And then that way it can make it more affordable for them because then they all could help when it comes to the cost of it.
that is pretty workable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
Mhm.
so that's one way to do it. And because of the massive time difference, I think it's 11 and a half hours.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Okay. So it could be something that we could do, like what might be in the morning over there, like how it is right now in the morning over there, then I would be in the evening here. So that might work better like on a Saturday or something.
Yes. And that can always be figured out later.
Right.
So,
But
how,
that's a way to work with them. Yeah. But that's the way where I can work with families and and try to help out as well.
yes, I'm sure we can figure it out. Yes. So, how about having a small drumming circle session for our audience? I am ready
Okay.
with my
Very
drum.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so what I want to do though is I really want to make sure this comes out clear. So I am going to switch headphones.
Okay.
Okay, because I want to make sure. Okay. Good. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing my drum here.
Mhm.
This is called an ashiko drum. This is called an ashiko drum. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm going to start playing the drum. Okay. And when I say go, you come on in and you start playing when I say go. Okay.
Okay.
So here we go. And then when we're done, I will talk to you and discuss what was addressed.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. When I say go, you come on in and you start playing. You do not
Okay.
have to play. You don't have to play what I play. You just join on in and have a good time. Okay, here we go. Okay, so when I say go, 1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody go. Everybody play. Come on now. Come on, play, play, play. Come on now, everybody drum. Come on now. Come on, have some fun.
Come on now, jam, jam. Come on now, come on, use your hands. Come on now, everybody go. Come on now, come on, go, go, go. Play, 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 play. Everybody, come on now, play. Come on, have some fun. Come on now, come on, jump, jump, jump. Come on now, have a good time. Everybody, come on and use your mind. Come on, play, 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 play. Come on now, have some fun today. Come on, everybody, jam, jam, jam. Come on now, come on, jam, jam, jam. Come on now, everybody, jam, 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 jam. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, back to the groove. Go back to the groove. Come on and move. Come on now, come on, move to the groove. Come on now, everybody play. Come on now, come on, play, play, play. Come on now, come on and jam. Come on now, come on, use your hands. Play, play, come on and play. Come on now, come on, play, play, play. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Very good.
I hope I was doing okay. It was too spontaneous for me.
so so what we just what we just um what we just did was that besides playing, having a good time, letting go, being in the present and so forth, is that we were working on attention span, following directions, self-control. 3 things right there. And they don't have to know that. All they have to know is that we're having a good time.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. I really I really wanted to get into it and really
Yeah.
wanted to contribute something more, I would say, meaningful or musical.
Right.
So it
And
was,
right. And as long as you let it go, and
yes,
when you let it go, you will allow yourself to relax. You will get yourself being a comfortable, lost in the moment. You just let yourself go and kind of like allow the rhythm to almost take you. You know?
yes. And
Yeah.
I was not feeling any inhibitions that I don't know drumming and I will not be able to cope up with your drumming. You have so much of experience and you're so good at it. But I wasn't feeling that inhibition. I was
Good.
just,
And that's
as you
exactly
said,
what.
yeah, as you
Right. That's
started
why.
with the phrase, be yourself, like, right?
And that's
So
what I
I
tell
really
people.
experienced it.
Right. It's not a drum lesson or performance based class.
Yes,
It's you express yourself. And let's have a good time, all of us together as one.
that's true.
Yeah.
So we have come to the end of it, George. And on
Okay.
behalf of the PlayStreet team, I would like to thank you again for your valuable time and for sharing your knowledge with us. You answered each and every question, though some of the questions were repeated
Yeah.
and the answers are overlapping, but I still kept those questions to simplify it for our audience. Those who do not know about OT or SI or other stuff or drumming or music so well. So I just wanted that it's okay if we can simplify it for them. And you really answered each and every question in a different way. I hope that all the viewers are able to understand the importance of rhythm and its positive effect on our children to remain present in the current moment, to reduce anxieties and remain grounded and motivated at the same time. Since most things we do in life requires motor coordination, George also gave us an idea to use drumming to develop motor coordination in a fun way. The regular drumming circles can help our children to socially connect and form friends also. And not just children. As George suggested, we as parents should also attend the drumming circles along with their children. Drumming can be a very holistic and a therapeutic tool for our children to form relationships, build movements, and practice consciousness to gain their self-confidence and sense of confidence. And that's what is the theme of our Autism Hour Summit for April 2022. I hope today you all have gotten more ideas from George on how you could put together strategies to help our children take very small successful steps every day. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Take care and bye. Thank you,
Thank
George,
you for
once
having
again.
me. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.